What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about if we will get Pirates of the Caribbean news in 2021. So I want to make, being the end of December here, or closer to the end of December, I do want to make some videos kind of wrapping up the year and in regards to certain things. So I want to talk about the year that's been for Pirates, for Johnny Depp, for stuff like that, but also talk about what's coming. So this is kind of the beginning of that, talking about simply, are we going to get more info, like what could we expect in 2021, and then we'll go through kind of other factions of that as the weeks go on. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel, hit the bell icon. I try to give you guys at least one Johnny Depp, Pirates, some kind of thing like that, at least once a week, if not every 2 weeks. So again, if you guys do like that, make sure to show your support. You can follow any of my other social media stuff in the description below. I have a Twitter, I have a Discord, I have a second channel, and I have a Twitch. If you guys want to support me in any of those places, it would mean a lot to me. All right. This is something that I do think is actually going to happen in 2021. We're going to get stuff. Back in 2019, the end of 2019, I think I actually made a video talking about like my hopes, or like what my wish list, I think I called it, for 2020, for Pirates in 2020. It didn't go as I planned, okay, because it kind of went completely not the right way and went downward, right? But no, in 2021, like it or not, with or without Johnny Depp, I do think it's going to be time that we start to get some Pirates of the Caribbean 6 news. Now, I've been very vocal on kind of, I guess, the conspiracy, or really just a theory that the reason they haven't talked about Pirates 6 at all is, and I mean, they did very briefly this year, but is mainly because they were so uncertain about the Johnny Depp situation. And, I had pitched the idea that maybe they had multiple scripts, one with him in it, one with him in it as like a main character, one with him maybe not in it as much, one without him entirely. But it would be in the Jack Sparrow universe, let's call it, right? But yet again, there's the rumors of like the reboot too. So there's a lot of different ways it could go. But see, just the fact that we still don't know what this movie is kind of plays to the fact that, yeah, they're keeping very, very tight-lipped. We heard more about Margot Robbie's spin-off film, which was announced this year, than we did the film, part of the Pirates franchise, that assumingly is going first, that we think is actually going to be filmed, be released, and be watched before Margot Robbie's, okay? And we heard less of it than we did Margot Robbie. So it's alarming, but I think it's only alarming because the uncertainty with Johnny Depp, where they don't really know what they can do yet. Maybe Jerry Bruckheimer's trying to get him in, but Disney's not letting him, and he's kind of like holding firm. Whatever the situation is, they're stuck. Really, they're stuck. And Margot Robbie's one seems to be moving. So, 2021, and I don't want to talk about the Margot Robbie one because I do think that's a completely different, that is a different film, so that's kind of a different topic altogether. This Pirates 6, this next film in the Jack Sparrow universe, I do think is going to get info in 2021. I feel like it needs to go kind of all the way. I wouldn't necessarily go so far to say like it's going to start filming in 2021. I know last year I did say that. I think last year my prediction was we would get all the info in 2020 and it would start filming maybe like the end of this year going into 2021. Now, I didn't know about the thing around the world. It obviously slowed everything. And that does honestly have something to do with it as well. I mean, film productions were stopped for roughly, 4-ish months? So any film that was trying to go, everything has been pushed by at least 4 months. We can say that. So that's tough. Maybe if it starts filming in March or April, which I don't think it will, but say it does, you could say, well, without the stuff that happened this year, maybe it starts going earlier, okay? But I do think next year is the year that we hear a lot about it, that we hear a cast, that we hear an idea of what this movie is, that we sadly get a definitive on if Johnny Depp is in it or not. Because, yes, although he's been kicked out and nobody's talking to him and nobody's hiring him, he is still around. And, while we do know he's been fired from it, they haven't explicitly said, or we haven't heard it come out of Jerry Bruckheimer's mouth that, like, yes, there will be a new Pirates movie in that universe, or maybe a reboot, but it will not feature Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp will not be in it. We haven't heard that yet. And that'll be, by the way, a insanely sad day. One of the worst days, especially for a Pirates fan, one of the worst days you can imagine, okay? That day, I do think, for the most part, is coming in 2021. So this is weird because when I did it last year, it was filled with hope. It was filled with optimism. When I'm doing it now, it's kind of filled with despair. It's like Danganronpa, right? It's a goodbye despair. It's a despair. It's something that we're gonna get stuff, but we may not want to get the stuff that we're gonna get. You know what I mean? It could be a very negative year for the crowd, for the people, that I talk to, right, or that I'm part of the group, that we want Johnny Depp. But I do think it's going to be a forward-moving thing. I think 2021 is going to provide a lot of info for this movie. I think we'd probably get, movies, they move fast, and they also, we know about them much further along than we do for, like, games. Like, games, we may only know a game exists 3, 4, 5, 6 months before the game releases, and then the game releases. For movies, they could tell us next year, okay, it's planned for May of 2023. That's the release date. They already know the release date. And then they tell us the cast, they tell us that, but they don't even start filming just yet, and then they'll start filming maybe a little bit later. I mean, those are all things that I do think could very well happen in 2021. I mean, I guess a less bold prediction would be we'll get that for one of these two movies. Again, like, the thing that would kind of sound the alarm, or maybe actually would make it a good thing, and I'll discuss why in a second, is if we get a lot of Margot Robbie stuff in 2021. We get the release date for that. We get that's filming. We get all that stuff. And the Jerry Bruckheimer's a producer on both, but that Pirates 6, with Ted Elliott and all that, like, that is maybe stalled. Maybe we kind of find out a little bit about that in 2021. Actually, that would maybe be the best case scenario, because you can maybe look at it as they are literally stalling. Maybe they're not. Maybe they are literally sitting there in their offices and saying, we can't do anything because we have multiple scripts. We know what could happen with this movie if we don't have Johnny Depp. We don't want that, but we can't hire him because of this. We're waiting for the Virginia case or whatever it is in the U.S. Like, we're waiting for all this stuff. Like, like, we literally can't do anything. So maybe they're not purposely stalling. And I honestly think that's been the case, by the way, for the last, 6 months. During this UK thing, I guarantee you they were stalling in some way where it's like, yeah, they could probably just go all out and say, hey, here's the script, here's the idea, here Jerry Bruckheimer's got all the money stuff broken down, all this stuff. Here it is for this Pirates reboot. We're going to have a new character, all this stuff. They probably have that ready. And they're probably waiting to pull the trigger on it because, by the way, once you do it, and that's the biggest thing, once you do it, there is no going back from it. You know what I mean? Like, you are stuck with that decision. You are stuck going forward in that way, and that's truly terrible. That's truly terrible, and I think that it's going to be that kind of judgment day in 2021 where they're going to have to basically make a call. Like, okay, we can't do it. We can't do Johnny Depp, and so we won't. And so here's the idea. Here's the stuff. Here's the release date. Here's the filming, locations. Here's the filming dates. Here's the cast. Here's all that. I think not that needs to happen, but I do think something needs to happen with this movie in general in 2021. If you think about it, I mean, again, it goes back to the conversation we've had personally on this channel for almost over 4 years now, that this franchise, ever since At World's End, has been treated like utter garbage. I mean, you have between 2007 and now, 13 years, you've had 2 movies. You've had 2 movies come out in 13 years. It's been, at this point, almost in May, end of May, it'll be 4 years since Dead Men Tell No Tales. Can you even believe that? It's been that long. I can't, because it feels like only yesterday that I was making all the videos and we were talking about it, and it was some of the most exciting things in my life. Honestly, it really was. It was so much fun doing that. It was so incredible being part of this community and going into that movie, and I want that again. And I think everybody kind of wants that again. And even people that didn't watch these videos probably want it again. But no, I mean, it's been almost 4 years. It was a long time even between At World's End and On Stranger Tides. So can't we get some forward progress, even if it's negative? I think we will. On one of these 2 movies, but hopefully Pirates 6. And obviously, I guess trying to keep the optimism that everybody maybe comes to me for, that we all kind of hope we can have this optimism, is, yes, hopefully they can find some way they can pull a miracle, right? And they can have Johnny Depp be in it. Obviously, I want that. There's nothing more I want than that, okay? But I just see it as very, very unlikely. But we'll see. 2021, I think, will be the year of answers for a lot of this stuff. And a year of judgment, because then it's time for us to make our voices heard when they kind of say, all right, this is the way. This is the way that we're doing it, and this is what's going to happen. Then that's our time to say, oh, no. I mean, yeah, you can do it. It's your right to do it, but we have some problems, and we're gonna speak up, and I think that's going to be the case with us. So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think we'll get more Pirates 6 news in 2021? Maybe more Margot Robbie stuff? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Again, all my other social media stuff is in the description below. Like I said, I want to do more videos about kind of the year that this was, the year that's going to come with 2021, maybe some predictions, stuff like that. So we'll do that over the coming weeks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.